First of all, Africa is not a poor continent.
Guys, I just discovered the reason why Giorgia Meloni don't like African immigrants. Please, if you're African immigrant living in Italy, you have to watch this video. I have 4 different types of Giorgia Meloni videos where she is speaking good about Africa. This means that this woman is sending indirect messages to African leaders to wake up, because their continent, or our continent, which is Africa, is not a poor continent. Just that we have bad leaders. But this woman is using this opportunity to give message to African leaders that they have to wake up because their continent is not a poor continent. Please, if today is your first time watching me, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel and be part of the family, and try to share this video for me. Most of the time we say Giorgia Meloni don't like African immigrants. Even me, sometimes I blast her. But today, watching her 4 different videos where she is blasting even some European leaders, the way they are taking advantage of Africa to make their country better. For example, France. And we all remember when Giorgia Meloni exposed France for the way France is taking advantage of African countries to make France great. Please, you have to watch this video till end. I'll be playing the video step by step, and I'll be explaining everything for you to understand where Giorgia Meloni is coming from. The reason why Giorgia Meloni don't like African immigrants. To me, this woman is using this strategy to tell African leaders that they have to wake up because their continent is not a poor continent. Now we are starting the video from Burkina Faso, where Giorgia Meloni is saying France is taking advantage of Burkina Faso to survive, and now Burkina Faso leaders are waking up. Now let's start the first video where France is benefiting. No, where France was benefiting, because now Burkina Faso is saying they don't want France again. So that video has been an old video, but Giorgia Meloni still defends Africa. Now let's watch that video.
Questo è un bambino che lavora in una miniera d'oro in Burkina Faso. Il Burkina Faso è una delle nazioni più povere del mondo. Per il Burkina Faso, che ha l'oro, la Francia stampa moneta coloniale. In cambio pretende che finiscano nelle casse del tesoro francese il 50% di tutto quello che il Burkina Faso esporta. L'oro che questo bambino si infila in un cunicolo per tirare fuori finisce per lo più nelle casse dello Stato francese. Allora la soluzione non è prendere gli africani e spostarli in Europa. La soluzione è liberare l'Africa da certi europei che la sfruttano e consentire a queste persone di vivere di quello che hanno.
Sweet Mary, Mother of God, that...
Now, what Giorgia Meloni is trying to say is that you have to leave African, you have to leave them. The solution is not bringing African immigrants to Europe, but leaving African free, leaving Africans liberty for them so that they can live on their own resources. Now, let's move on to the second video. There are 4 different types of video, but Giorgia Meloni always blasts the European leaders for taking advantage of the African countries.
Emmanuel Macron ci ha definiti vomitevoli, cynici, irresponsabili. E qui la stampa italiana a dire, hai visto che ha detto Macron, che siamo irresponsabili. Vergogna. Irresponsabili, Emmanuel Macron, sono quelli che hanno bombardato la Libia perché gli dava fastidio che l'Italia avesse un rapporto privilegiato in campo energetico con Gheddafi, esponendoci al caos migrazione nel quale ci troviamo. Cinici, Emmanuel Macron, sono i francesi che mandano la gendarmerie a rispedire indietro qualunque immigrato tenti di passare il confine a Ventimiglia. Ma soprattutto perché le cose...
Now, what Giorgia Meloni is trying to say is that, you know, immigrants who are trying to go to France, if they reach the border between Italy and France, that is Ventimiglia, France police bring them back. France should have accepted all African immigrants, but they are the people who don't like immigrants. If you try to cross from Italy to France, the police will bring you back. Giorgia Meloni continued to say that they tried to remove Gaddafi because Italy was having a good relationship with Gaddafi, but these people tried to remove Gaddafi. Let's continue with the video.
Vomitevole e chi... Buono, che lo vuoi tu? Ci hai mai tolto il pathos? Vomitevole.
And these videos are old video where she was explaining how the France was benefiting from Niger. I am using the past because currently the Niger is saying their eyes has opened. The way France is benefiting from them, it is too much. So now they don't want France anymore. Now let's move on to the third video. This one is in English. I hope you guys are going to understand. Giorgia Meloni still repeat that Africa is not a poor continent.
First of all, Africa is not a poor continent. It's not. It is a continent that has many, many resources. Moreover, rare earth, metals, raw materials, 50% of arable lands. We're not taking care of that. And Africa today is victim of many external spoilers that work against its stability. It is something that can be used against us.
And with regard to Africa,
So that is Giorgia Meloni for you, exposing European leaders the way they are taking advantage of African countries to survive. And this same message is going to African leaders to open their eyes to know that their continent is not a poor continent. They have all that it takes to make Africa better. Now let's watch the last video where she always said that Africa is not a poor continent.
Inesplorate. Io ricordo sempre che l'Africa non è un continente povero, è un continente ricco di materie prime strategiche, di metalli e terre rare, e che per noi ovviamente non tenere in adeguata considerazione quello che accade in questo continente rischia di essere, diciamo, nel gioco, in quella specie di gioco di scacchi.
Yeah guys, that is Giorgia Meloni for you. Watching these videos, now you will understand where this woman is trying to go, because sometimes even me, I blast her, and sometimes there are some things, if she's giving the fact, you need to support her, because Africa is not a poor continent, just that we don't have good leaders. That is why we find our Africa like this. And guys, today's video was sponsored by Top Connect. Top Connect is an application that allows you to send money back to Ghana. With Top Connect, you don't pay any sending fee or any commission. You can download Top Connect on Google Play or App Store. With all the application we use to send money back to Ghana, Top Connect, their rates are very, very high. Top Connect is secure and reliable. Top Connect, no hassle. Until we meet again in the next video, please stay safe and stay blessed. Peace out.
First of all, Africa is not a poor continent. It's not. It is a continent that has many, many resources. Moreover, rare earth, metals, raw materials, 50% of arable lands. We're not taking care of that. And Africa today is victim of many